Hey, it's Cobra once again here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 21 defensive plays video breakdown, want to take a look at a series that I've been doing from the Nickel 245 odd, where I'm showing how to get pressure for one specific defense from three different versions of it as far as the setups are concerned. And the name of the defense is called 3 Buzz Sting Pinch. And for this video breakdown, I'm going to show you how to get pressure from the Nickelback. Now, with that said, I am going to be using the next-gen console. In my case, it's going to be the Xbox Series X. Just keep this in mind. This same blitz I'm about to show works the exact same as it would on the Xbox One or the PS4. So there is no difference. It works the exact same thing. So as far as the setup goes, everything will work the same. So let's go ahead and get into it and take a look at it. So as I mentioned already, we're going to go ahead and show this from the Nickel 245 odd. The name of the defense, as you can see on your screen, is called 3 Buzz Sting Pinch. So let's go ahead and get on the field here. And before I do that, I've already pointed this out in another breakdown where I showed what subs I made. And I just want to go through them real quick just so you guys can see them real quick if you're following along here. And what I want to really show you is these three guys right here. Barrett is the guy that's going to be lined up at this linebacker spot. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys can actually see everything that's going on as far as the subs that I'm going to make. And there you can see on your screen that I'll have Barrett lined up right here at this linebacker spot. And then as I kind of work my way around a little bit, I want to show you where Pierre Paul's lined up, so this way you know he's going to be lined up right here. And then to the outside of him, let's just go ahead and take a look at him. And that's going to be White, and he's going to be lined up on the outside here. And I like his speed, and that's why I put him on the outside there. The reason I got Barrett back at the other linebacker spot is because his basically he's got X-factor ratings, and he's got some edge pass rush ability. And I feel like in some of the defenses I run from here, he can get some pressure on the outside, especially what I'm about to show you. So let's go ahead and get into it on the play call screen. And I want you guys to bear with me a little bit. I'm still trying to get used to this play call UI that they're using here on the next gen. Definitely a little more tricky as far as trying to get used to it, because I just literally just got this the other day. So I'm still trying to get into it myself as far as getting used to this play call screen, because I'm so used to the old school way over the years. But anyway, I do like it. It's just a matter of me getting used to it. So anyways, let's go ahead and go into the defense right here. And you can see on your screen, it's going to be this one. I've already mentioned the 3 Buzz Sting Press. So that's the one we're going to go ahead and call. On the offensive side of the ball, we're going to go ahead and send everybody out. What we're going to go ahead here is just go ahead and use the gun formation, doubles Y off. This is out of the Chiefs playbook, kind of trying to stick to the Super Bowl theme here. And we're going to go ahead and run the flood. So that's what we're going to go with that as far as the setup. All right, so let's go ahead and just take a look at this and make it pretty simple. As I said before, the defender that we're looking to get pressure from with this particular setup is going to come from this linebacker right here. Or not linebacker, sorry, Nickelback. He's going to shoot off the edge, and he's going to apply the pressure on the quarterback. That's the one that we're looking to get. And the setup is very, very similar to the one I showed earlier from this particular defense as far as bringing the pressure. And what I'm going to show you here is how to do it. So it's like I said, it's very simple as far as the setup. All we've got to do is go ahead and shift the line by pinching it. So you're going to notice that Sue right there, as you look at it, he's going to come to the inside. Once we pinch the defensive line, he's going to come to the inside. And as I pointed out earlier with Barrett, now you'll notice he's on the outside, and that's why I put him where he's at. That way he can use his edge rush abilities and get around out here on the outside and put pressure on the quarterback. So that's the reason he's over there as an X factor. So if you got an X factor, consider putting him at that spot. All right. The only other thing you really got to do is you're going to go ahead and move this guy slightly to the inside. Now, depending on the formation, it's going to kind of vary to where he goes. So just keep that in mind. It all depends on where he's going to line up, but definitely want to move him a little bit to the inside, such as what I did there. And then you're going to simply switch over here to this defender here. This is going to be Paul. Now, you notice he's in a 3-point stance. That's where you want to move. That's the guy you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and hot route him on a bluff blitz. As you can see on your screen here, if I go ahead and zoom in on it, you can clearly see that's what we got going on there with him. So you can see he's in a bluff blitz. So essentially what's going to happen next, once we snap the ball here, or once the ball's snapped, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go at the 5 o'clock position with him. He's going to go in this direction here at the 5 o'clock, and then we're going to go ahead and drop him back into coverage once we see our Nickelback getting the pressure. So I'm going to go ahead, and at this point you can see, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in right there. You can see on your screen that I'm in control of him right now, and I'm pressing down at that 5 o'clock position before the ball is snapped. I'm going to go ahead and snap it right now, and I want you guys to watch that edge pressure coming from the Nickelback. And then we're just going to go ahead and drop him back into coverage. And as you can see, that's what's nice about this defense. We get that pressure off the edge, and then we also get 6 defenders dropping back, whereas before, if you remember right, there's only 5 defenders dropping back if you don't do anything at all. And here, by doing what I'm doing here, then we end up getting 6 defenders dropping back in zone coverage, allowing us to get that pressure from the Nickelback and sacking the quarterback for a loss. Let's go ahead and look at an instant replay real quick. And we'll just go ahead and look at that just real quick so you guys can see it. And then that'll be a bit about it for this video breakdown as far as getting the pressure. But just keep in mind that this is another defense that you can run that's going to allow you to get the pressure, and it's real simple to set up. If you guys play in those connected franchises, and I know a lot of you guys do, I would hope that this is something that you guys can use to go ahead and get that pressure. So again, this guy's going to come off the edge. As I pointed out earlier, he's going to get the pressure. Now the key to that is the defender that I'm in control of. Again, this is Paul right over here. And the key to this is what I'm doing is, as I mentioned earlier, I am slanting towards the 5 o'clock position, and I'm just going to simply drop back into coverage once I see that linebacker getting that pressure coming off the edge. Now, something else you're trying to do is you're trying to get these two offensive linemen to look to block towards the right, and that's the key to this, because you can get those 2 guys to block to the right. That's definitely going to make this blitz work even more effective. And that's really what we're trying to do. Now, I can't tell you that's always going to happen, but a lot of times it does. And if it does, the Nickelback's definitely going to get the heat off the side there. If we go back and rewind this just a little bit, you can see what I was talking about as you look over here and you look at these 2 defenders right here, or excuse me, these 2 offensive linemen. They are looking to block over to this direction. And as you can see me, that I'm in control of this guy again right here. I'm just dropping them back into coverage now. Now that I saw that this guy right here is looking towards me, this tells me I can drop back in coverage, and I know darn well I'm going to get the pressure off the edge coming from that Nickelback. Of course, keep in mind the halfback is going out, so if the halfback was a staying pass block, there's a good chance that he may get picked up. With that said, there's the coverages as you look at it as far as what this defense goes. And again, like a lot of the defenses that you're seeing here, especially the ones out of the zones, especially when you're in a 3 deep zone, if this guy was to, let's go ahead and point this guy out, which is this receiver here. If he was to run a flat route, he's going to be left wide open. And I know that a lot of you guys, especially with the next gen, you guys are worried about the coverages not being as good on zone coverage. Well, you know what? As I said before, this does work on the current gen as well. So it's not like, you guys can flip back and forth however you want to do it. I know some of you guys got both versions, and that's nice, and that way we can go back and forth. And I'm probably going to be doing a lot of my breakdowns from here. But if it gets to the point that you guys want to see me go back to the current gen and do it, what I could do is put 2 different video clips together, splice them together, and I could show it from both versions. That way you guys can see that it does work. But at any rate, as you can see on the coverages, as I said before, the flats are going to be left wide open, but everything else is pretty solid as far as what it's going to cover. And as I pointed out earlier in the video breakdown when we first started, I talked about nickel pressure. That's what you're seeing on your screen right there. So this defense is called the nickel 2-4-5 odd. The play is called 3 buzz sting pinch. All we're doing here is looking to get pressure from the Nickelback, and I'll just kind of give you a quick setup real quick again. Just got to go ahead and pinch the defensive line. Go ahead and move the Nickelback slightly to the inside. Take control of the right outside linebacker. He'll be lined up on the line of scrimmage in a 3-point stand. Just go ahead and bluff blitz him. Put him at the 5 o'clock position before the snap. That way he's slanting towards the right at about the 5 o'clock. And then once the ball is snapped, once you see that Nickelback get past the line of scrimmage, drop that linebacker or defender back in coverage and stay in control of him and just watch for the stuff coming over the middle, or at least in that area where you drop them back at. So again, the name of the defense is called Nickel 2-4-5 odd 3 buzz sting pinch.